Welcome. Okay, so today I wanted to do more of like a chatty sit down kind of video. My previous vlog, if y'all watched, if not, bakes, eating, and tortoises, how can you turn it down? I mentioned something about college and how I wanted to make a video on that and like how I got to this point where I am now. When I got to high school, I had a really hard time deciding like this is what I want to do. I always was like, oh well, I'll just know by the time that I'm on stage and I'm graduating, I'll just know what I want to do, which was not the case at all. And I feel like that doesn't make me a minority at all, because most people, I would say, at that age, it's kind of a go with the flow, just because no one knows, like no one knows what they want to do for the rest of their lives, which I hate that expression, because you're not going to be doing that for the rest of your life. You might be in that same field, you might be doing something like it, but you're not going to just, it's not going to be just a flat line of this is what I'm doing every single day, I'm doing the same thing. No matter what you do, each day is going to be different. I feel like it was very hard for me to understand that for some reason. It just didn't click for me at all. And so when I graduated, I walked onto that stage and I accepted my diploma. Don't get me wrong, I was super happy. It was an amazing day. But I really felt like, wow, like this is the beginning of the rest of my life. And I don't know where to go. And I don't know what I want. I don't know what I like. And I really thought that it would just happen. But it didn't. After that, a lot of my friends had already gotten accepted into four-year universities and things like that. And people were moving 3 hours away. My other friends were joining the military. So it was a really difficult time for me, I would say. Just because I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I didn't want to go to university not knowing. I didn't want to get trapped into like a contract of something like that, not knowing what I would do by the end of my like sophomore year or whatever. I didn't want to take that risk, so I didn't. I stayed back home in the same town that my high school I graduated from is. I decided to go to community college. In my senior year of high school, I was doing dual enrollment, so I was already at a community college, completing that first year. So I was familiar with the school, but now it wasn't just about, okay, well, what high school requirements do I need to take to graduate? It was, okay, well, what do I want to do so that I can transfer to a university after I get my associates? But I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I stayed there and I worked at Starbucks, which I had been applying to the Starbucks I ended up working at for my entire high school career. So after 4 years of applying and then finally getting it, it was really like a light at the end of the tunnel, I guess. It was a really good experience and I loved that job. I met a lot of good coworkers, but they were all kind of a different stage in their lives. They were graduated, married, had kids, possibly, that kind of thing. And being an ex-introvert, I would say, I was afraid of rejection and people saying, no, I don't want to hang out with you, or, oh, I'm busy, or making up an excuse. At this point, I was working, I was going to school, and I had little to no friends in my area anymore. I had friends, but it wasn't the same because text and FaceTime. If you got a FaceTime call, it was like, okay, well, I can talk for 5 minutes while I walk to class, or Snapchatting my friend while he is on leave. So I felt a disconnect to everyone and myself because I didn't really know where I was headed. I did a fall quarter after high school. Over the summer I worked and I had a really good time with my friends before they all left. Then I started in September at the community college and I took a web development class, a trigonometry class, and networking, which, my goodness, not my strong suit. That quarter I just grinded away. Not gonna lie, it was a hard point in my life just because I felt really lost, and as if I was just doing things to do things to fill the time. I have all this open time of what can I do, how can I propel myself and my future and feed into that. By the time that I was at the end of the first quarter, so in December, I decided, hey, you know what, my dad's in the Navy, I have the ability to move, so if I can change my scenery in any way, I'm gonna do it. I picked up all my stuff. I completed my first quarter, sold my car, sold a lot of my clothes, gave away things, donated things, packed up my room, and got on a plane with 3 suitcases and my orange cat. And I flew from West Coast to East Coast. Thinking like in the moment, I was excited, and I was telling people I was excited, but I also felt like it wasn't exactly what I wanted to do. I was just doing it to do it. So I think throughout my entire time after high school, I just felt like I need to fill this void. I'm gonna just do something to do it. It doesn't matter if I like it, doesn't matter if I don't like it, I'm just gonna do it. And that's what I did. So I moved to Connecticut. I came to visit Florida on March 4th. So that was kind of the last time, January 1st to March 4th, that I was like, okay, I'm in Connecticut continuously. And I worked at a Starbucks there, which was a much different vibe. The people were different, and I think being from the West Coast, moving to the East Coast, I had a different perception of like what it was going to be like. And I had a different idea of, okay, well, this is what I'm going to make of it. I wrote down a list of my quarterly goals, which I highly suggest if you don't set quarterly goals, please set quarterly goals. Like, we are in Q2 right now, April. So Q1 would be January, February, March. So first 3 months, and then second would be the next 3 months. So April, May, and June. That's what we're in now. I still need to set my quarterly goals for Q2, but that really made an impact on me like crazy. I loved it. I wrote down, okay, this is what I want to do in the first 3 months. I wrote down, this is what I want to learn, this is what I want to do. And I wanted to learn the guitar, which I got a guitar and I started learning some songs. And I'm still learning. I taught myself how to embroider. So I went to Michael's and I asked a fellow customer that was also in the same aisle, like, hey, do you happen to know how to embroider? Because I don't really know what I need to get. And she told me, and she was super helpful, and I started to embroider. I wanted to do a trip. So I had my quarterly goals, and then I had my 2020 big goals, like major things I wanted to do. And one was making a YouTube channel, which when I wrote down, I was like, okay, well, I'm probably not gonna do that. And here we are. Round of applause. And then another one was to take a trip to Florida, which I did that as well. I did that because I'm lucky enough, and like, I'm so grateful. I'm lucky enough to have a lot of family in different places, which I think is just, it makes everything so much easier, because if I didn't have a place to stay with my grandparents here, the odds are I might be able to stay with a friend, but if I can't do that, like, people have their own families and their own lives to spend time with, then I'd have to pay for a hotel, and then the virus hit, so I could not afford, you know. I'm very, very lucky to have that advantage. I do want to just put that out there as a disclaimer. Another major goal for 2020 was to go to New York City with one of my friends, or a couple of my friends. Honestly, if you're watching, you want to go to New York City, wintertime, call me up, because I'm ready. I want to say, like, I made a YouTube channel. I did all the things. And after I started learning new skills and I started to, like, really believe that I could do things, and they were what I wanted. It wasn't, okay, well, this will propel me in my academic, you know. It wasn't strategic, I should say. It was just for fun. It was, what do I want to do? So then I started to feel like I had more of a purpose and interest in things that I wanted. So then when I came to Florida, I honestly genuinely felt like, this is so cringe, but I honestly genuinely felt like this is where I'm meant to be. I'm meant to be living in a warm place like this, where like there's a ton of nature, the people, the mindset is just so relaxed and laid back, and people aren't, I'm not worried about, okay, what do I look like in my swimsuit when I go to the beach? There's hundreds of people on the beach and no one cares. And I feel like I'm not worried about things that are more materialistic or unnecessary, because I realized, okay, well, those things don't matter because I'm doing what I want to do. I think really when you take some time for yourself to reflect, what do you want to do? And then you start doing it and just say yes to those things, no matter what. Like, how can I, okay, this is what I want to do. How can I get there? Okay, maybe you don't have enough money right now. I did not have enough money to go to Florida when I lived in Washington, and not a chance. Yeah, I didn't even consider that as an option. I talked about it to my friends, my family, like, man, I wish I could just go to Florida. I wish I could go to Florida. Never in a million years did I think that early, March 4th, that I would be getting on a plane for my first plane ticket that I bought myself to Florida this year, this early. I never thought I would be able to do that. But I think if you really want to do something, which I know everyone says, oh, just put your mind to it, it's a lot harder than that. Like, a lot of effort and work and me not being lazy for once went into that. The reward is so much greater. So I think it sounds cringy, but it's true. If you just keep following your dreams and following your passions, and opportunities are going to open up like crazy for you. Next, I was in Florida. I'm chilling. I'm hanging with my friends. I'm hanging with my grandparents. I'm enjoying the sun, going to the beach. I did the whole thing of like, oh, look how cool and exciting this is. I just fell in love with it. I love it here. So for me, the quarantine, honestly, I know it, like, I'd much rather not be in quarantine and having a global pandemic. Don't get me wrong, don't take this the wrong way. I think that I could have done it in two ways. I could have just taken this time to chill and watch Tiger King the entire time and just binge all of the Netflix rom-coms, which wholeheartedly I did complete Tiger King. So I did do part of that, which, go off, get it, just do it. You deserve a break, honey. Other option would be, okay, well, I'm going to take this time to reflect more and just reflection. What do I want? How can I make that happen? And how is it like reachable? So I really had to put more effort in and reach back into that ambitiousness that it exists, but for me to pull it out, sometimes it takes a little longer than others. This time I had a drive. I wanted to stay in Florida. I wanted to live here. At first, I did not think that it was going to be attainable at all. Like, I had just moved to Connecticut. In my headspace, I was thinking, okay, well, what would people think? What would they say? I just moved to Connecticut and I'm now moving to Florida. And so I feel like there was a lot of pressure I was putting on myself. Actually, I don't feel like, I know that there's a lot of pressure I was putting on myself to be a certain way, which was just unnecessary. And as soon as I realized, like, hey, like, look at all the things that I've accomplished already. I can do this. It doesn't have to just be something that I see other people doing. I can do it too. I talked to my parents, and then I talked to my grandparents, I talked to my friends, I did a budget and everything, and I was like, okay, well, I think I can do this. Well, obviously I haven't moved yet. Road trip vlog coming up when the virus is like chilled. That's gonna be so exciting. I am very excited about that. After that, I was like, okay, well, I need to go to school, because I had applied to UConn as the first college I had ever applied to. Speaking of, go Huskies. UConn was the first college tour I had ever gone on, and it was so big and exciting and awesome, and like, look at the buildings and look at the class sizes and look at all these college students that are my age that I've never seen in one place, because I went to community college and I was in a computer science program filled with retired military married men and women. So it was really like, it was super exciting. I loved it, but it was very hard for me to be like, okay, well, I can have this at that point. But I did apply. Well, I applied to that college. I paid $80 to apply, and I was going to study cybersecurity. I wanted to be in the tech field. I've coded before, but I need that creative aspect. All my hobbies are creative things, and I think growing up I really thought, okay, well, my hobbies are my hobbies. They're not my job. They're what I like to do on the side, not what I really like to do, right? Which was not, no. Girl. When I got to Florida, I knew like my odds of getting into UConn were good chances, I think, and I knew that if I moved to Florida, I would probably be turning down a really good university on a decision of, I don't want to live there and I don't want to spend the rest, I don't want to wait. I want to do what I'm doing right now. And if I have to take a risk and maybe work a little harder or do things differently and like go back to community college, then I'm going to turn down that university and I'm going to go back to community college, and that's what I'm going to do. Then I did a lot of research on University of Florida, and University of Florida has an online program called UF Online. Well, if I go to get one of these degrees, like computer science or cybersecurity or software development or engineer, I would have job security. I would have comfortability of making good money. Oh, I'm unique because I'm a woman in STEM. Or like those kind of things. That's like, okay, well, this is good. Like, this is good. I can do this and I can be successful no matter what. That was super comfortable for me. And I think that because it was comfortable, I was just going to do it to do it. It wasn't necessarily, okay, well, I want to do this. The passion wasn't 100%. I would say it was maybe a 75, which I realized like, hey, that's an issue. Like, I don't want to make it a 75% choice. Like, this is not an area in my life that I want to take that risk. I did more research and I found that UF has a degree called Digital Arts and Sciences, and it's a Bachelor of Arts. I think I always had a thing in the back of my head of, okay, well, if I get an art degree, then I will be poor, which I don't think is true at all anymore. I think I was chasing after the degree, not the career. And not only that, I was only seeing the degree and the course list, not the career, and not the life decisions and ability to change jobs and do all these different things and open doors for myself and network. I wasn't thinking about that at all. I was thinking, okay, well, I need a degree that is exactly what I want to do in the work field, but that's not the point of what you're going to school for. You're going to school to attain skills, get a degree that gives you those skills so that when you do go into the workforce, you've got not only that degree to say, hey, I went to school and I learned these skills from professors. Okay, I'm prepared to learn more now that I have a baseline of these skills. Now teach me how to do this job so I can learn more skills and build on top of that. So I realized that, and once I realized that, I was like, okay, whoa, like if I've got the passion, if I've got the drive, and I'm willing to put in the work, then I can do this. And it's not, oh, well, I have an art degree, I'm going to be poor. It's not that. It's, okay, I have an art degree. What am I going to do with it? What am I going to make my life? And I think over and over again, making different decisions after high school, I had to be taught that of, okay, well, what am I gonna make out of this situation? Do I like this situation? Do I not? I don't want to settle anymore. I saw that that major is offered through UF Online, and being someone that enjoys moving around and traveling, at least in this point of my life, if I can have that comfortability of, okay, well, I do online college, then I can move back home. I can move to Florida. I can go to Washington. I can go to Montana. I can go on a vacation to Europe or something. You know, I just need Wi-Fi. That really was eye-opening for me because I I do want to say, like, I am someone that I need change frequently because I get bored. And I crave that change and that, okay, well, I want to do this now. Or, okay, I want to do this. Okay, no, I don't want to do that anymore. I'm going to do this. I'm very much like that person, which I used to hate, and sometimes I still hate, but I'm learning that it doesn't have to be something bad. I can make it something good. So after thinking about everything, I decided, okay, I want to go after this degree. It's a mixture of digital art and programming, game like development, web development. I'm still going to learn Java, like C++ is in there, PHP, like that kind of, those coding languages, but integrated in. Now, you're going to make your portfolio. And see, like, that just excites me so much. I think it is worth the wait if you've got to just work and be like, okay, well, I'm working and living at home. My friends are in 4-year college and making tons of new friends. They've got girlfriends and boyfriends and they're partying, or their life looks so what I would expect for someone my age. Why am I not living that life? Like, I'm missing out. I'm missing out on that. You know, I don't have a dorm. I'm not meeting new people, and I'm not having that roommate or going to like walk across campus at night or something like that, you know. I am missing out on that, but at the same time, I'm making different memories. So it's not like, well, this memory is better than the next. I think once I realized, okay, well, it's not a competition in that sense. It's okay, well, this is the memories they're making versus this is the memories I'm making. They're the same level, it's just different memories. Often you can feel like, wow, I missed out on that, or man, I regret not taking that chance or something like that. But in my mind, I'm not taking a risk or taking a chance or doing something different. You know, I'm still doing those things, just not in the same environment. I have college friends. I can go to their campus, and if I want to go party or I want to make new friends or something, then I'm gonna hitch a ride. But if I also want to go on a trip to like London, okay, well, I'm gonna pack my laptop and go. I think that for me, it's just a better choice, and realizing that I can do what I want, and it's not the degree that's gonna make me the money, it's me that's gonna make me, like, how I'm going to, my work ethic and my drive is going to determine how much money I make, what I'm doing in my job. I could get a computer science degree and be like, okay, yeah, I can program, and then work at one place and they have me not program. They have me do something completely different with the same degree. And then I can work at a different place and they may want me to program, you know? It's not, okay, well, I'm a computer science major, I'm just going to be programming for the rest of my life. It's not that. Reading about the digital arts and science major, it really was like, wow, like, I can do so many things. It's not, oh, I have a Bachelor of Arts. It's, okay, well, I have my degree. I learned all these skills. Now it's time to learn more, but in the workforce. There's something super exciting about that. And I think also I am very driven by creativity. Making a portfolio and things like that, it just sounds amazing to me and so exciting. I'm so much happier now that I have made that decision and been like, no, I'm going to take that risk of maybe I will be poor. That is okay with me, because at the end of the day, I'm still smiling. I might be struggling, but I'm still smiling, and I still can say, looking back, okay, well, I went after what I wanted. I didn't settle. I will be way more proud of myself and way more grateful for what I have, little or a lot, if I can say I went after what I wanted.